Even if you wake me up from sleep to make puff puff, one thing is sure, it will always come out perfect every single time. I'm a pro in making puff puff, so you should learn from me. Keep watching if you want to learn. Hey, my friends, my name is Uzoms the billionaire, and you're absolutely welcome to my channel. Now, without further ado, let us hop right into this. For my puff puff, this is the ingredient I use. Now, I don't necessarily have to, use measurement and all of that because I've mastered it a lot. Okay, but for the purpose of you that is watching, I used 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Here I used about half cup of sugar. To be very honest, I don't like too much sugar in my puff at all. Okay, but you might want to use a full cup of sugar for that 4 cups of all-purpose flour, right? Here I'm gonna be using this sachet of nutmeg. I just used a bit from it, like half of it. I'm gonna be using salt. Normally you can use about half tablespoon of salt, thereabout. You guys, I know the measurements, that's why I can easily use my hand to do it. But please pardon me, okay? So that's about it. For my yeast, I use just 1 tablespoon of yeast for that 4 cups of flour, and that is about it. You don't want to add too much yeast. When you add too much yeast, it's a problem, and if you add too little, it's not going to rise. But when you add too much, I've noticed that it will break your puff puff and all of that. In fact, I can as well use half tablespoon of yeast and it will still work, but please use 1. Let's avoid stories that touch. Okay, now I'm not going to give you the exact quantity of liquid or rather water to use because there's a particular way I love my puff puff. Okay, so what I do, and I'll advise you to do, is to add your water gradually. Don't just add everything at once. No, it might be too much and it might be too little, so please add it gradually. Now, another tip I'll tell you to make your puff puff to rise really quick is to use warm water. Don't go and use cold water. Hey God, it's a huge error using cold water. What I would normally do is just to boil some water, when it's warm, like that kind of temperature they use in bathing newborn babies. That is exactly what I use. Not that kind of water that you can dip your hand and it won't hurt you, but it's warm. It's kind of hot, but not hot. Exactly, that's what I use. And I'm telling you, in 20 minutes, my puff puff is well risen. I mean, very, very risen. So please do not use cold water. Always try to use warm water, and you just want to beat this and mix everything together just as so. But before I forget, let me say welcome to all of my newbies. Thank you so much for stopping by. If today is your first time, I am so glad and grateful you are here. Now remember to subscribe to officially join Uzoms Kitchen Cooking family. Like this video and you want to share to your people, your family and friends to also learn. Okay, remember to turn on your post notification so you don't miss out on any time we post new recipes. And if you're not new, thank you so much for always. Now back to our recipe. What I did was to cover it and put it in my oven for about 20 minutes. In fact, I'm not sure it was up to 20 minutes. And before you close your eyes and open it, it was well risen because I used warm water. Another thing I'll tell you never to do is to use a cloth or a napkin to cover your puff puff. Please don't do it. Every time I do it, I always regret it. Okay, I always regret it. So just use a cling film and just cover. Okay, that way when the puff puff rises, even if it touches the cling film, it is okay. You're gonna dispose it. But when you're using a napkin, it's error, because washing that thing off is so stressful and annoying. So please don't be like me. Don't use a napkin. Use some other thing. Okay, now let us go over to frying it. For puff puff, you have to allow it to get really hot, but not too hot. Just test it small with a little, butter, and just watch how it comes up. If it comes up quickly, know that the oil is ready. But please don't let it be too hot. Now go ahead and fry this like a pro. In my puff puff making academy, you guys, of course, never took like, but I didn't care. I continued what I was doing. In my puff puff making academy, like I said earlier, I have noticed that the first batch of puff puff you make is usually somehow. See, I have tried this 101 times And I'm telling you, this is, it always happens every time. And you guys, I make puff puff a lot. As in, my friends know this. Whenever you come to my house, you are almost guaranteed that you eat puff puff. Yes, that's how much I make this. I'm telling you, the first batch is always somehow. You guys look at this first batch, you will see how the second batch will come out. So I've learned not to worry, about the first batch and all of that. I just let it be. Okay. So if you notice that the first batch is somehow, it's okay. It's okay. It's totally okay. I've noticed that it's always like that. But from the second batch, it always comes out so perfect. Open your eyes now. The billionaire chef is back in town now. Yeah. There's no denial. Carry your plate, make you come and join now. Quality food, oh, go get recipe, cause this food is sweet to my body. Now, let me explain to you how to mold your puff puff. I would always tell people that roundedness, if there's any such word, from puff puff, is not necessarily your work. If you get the right batter and your oil is hot to the right temperature, okay, trust me, once you drop this thing inside and the yeast is activated, it's gonna form that round shape. Nonetheless, let me show you how to make it. Now your thumb, you have to move it. It's your thumb you're gonna be using to cut through the dough, just as so. Okay, just let that round thing come out and just cut it with your thumb. Just take it closer to, your finger. See, just like this. It is so easy. Yes, okay. So just follow this anytime you want to make your puff puff. Gather it together and use your thumb. Move it closer, by the right to cut through the dough. That is it. Or you can just press the two fingers together to cut it, and that is it. No say you no sabi, just come make you no worry. Every taste to get the food delight. Cause with the flow will make you go mine. For a long time I done the strategize. Once the puff puff comes up, please make sure to keep stirring it just as so, in a circular motion. That will help for it to cook on all sides. You don't want one side of your puff puff to be brown and well cooked, while the other part is still whitish and not thoroughly cooked. So what I do is just to keep turning it just as so, and it's going to cook evenly with an even distribution of same color. Please, this is so important. If your heat is too high, please reduce it, but please don't let it be too low. Puff puff does not need that kind of low heat. The heat is meant to be not high but not low. Soliloquize, my culinary skill will come straight from heaven. Everywhere still you don't know the matter. Every meal is a hit back to back now. No coming down with Uzoms kitchen. Every little taste go leave you wanting. Uzoms kitchen. No contest now, only you get down. Uzoms kitchen. Food for your body and your soul. Uzoms kitchen. No coming back with Uzoms kitchen. Every little taste it go leave you wanting. Uzoms kitchen. No contest now, only you get down. Uzoms kitchen. Food for your body and your soul. Uzoms kitchen. Wanting more. We go leave you wanting more. Food for my body and my soul. Now listen to the crisp of this puff puff. We're gonna do that again so I listen to how crispy it is. It is so good. Once you've achieved your color, take it out. You guys, it was so hot and trying to get, that crisp sound was a lot. Okay. You guys, like I said earlier, once you've achieved the color that you prefer, take it out from the oil and you're good to go. This is natural light. I didn't add any single edit to this particular video. You guys, natural light is the best. No cap, okay? Now, this is our puff puff in broad daylight. It is so good. It is not too sugary, but it is so sweet. Yes, okay? So please do not bombard your puff puff with lots of sugar and do not overpower it with nutmeg. Nutmeg can be very overpowering, so please be gradual or rather be gentle, when adding it. Don't go too much. You can also add your powdered milk. I have a lot of variants for puff puff, so let me know in the comment section if you want many more variants of my puff puff. Friends, thank you so much for watching up until this moment. I am so happy and grateful that you did. If you love what you just watched, remember you can support Uzoms Kitchen by liking this video, by sharing, and if you're yet to subscribe, by subscribing and helping us to grow. Friends, please don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. Remember, we post new recipes every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays by 8 p.m. And again, remember to turn on your post notification so you do not miss out anytime that we post a new recipe. All our recipes are a banger. See, every recipe, every meal we post is a hit back to back. If you know, you know. Okay, now if you're a newbie, remember to click on the link that is showing to watch some of our previous recipes that you've already missed. You don't want to miss them. Open your eyes now. The billionaire chef is back in town now. Yeah. There's no denial. Carry your plate, make you come and join now. Quality food, oh, bonga recipe. Cause this food is sweet to my body. If you no say, you know sabi. Just come make you know worry. Every taste to get the food delight. Cooking with the flow will make you go minor. For a long time I done the strategize, re-energize, soliloquize. It's my culinary skill, it comes straight from heaven. Everywhere too, you don't know the matter. Every meal is a hit back to back now. No coming down with Uzoms Kitchen. Every little taste go if you want it. I love you, but Jesus loves you most.